Welcome into the Week 2 edition of the Commissioner's Corner in the League of Extraordinary Salesmen. The 49ers get a big win on the road, utilizing Mac Jones as their starting quarterback that week with Brock Purdy out. Even though it was against the Saints, they still managed to escape. Anytime you get a road win, it's big in the NFL. Meanwhile, the Jets unfortunately look lost offensively and couldn't get anything going as they fall to the Bills. But that's not only the bad news. The good news for Tony is that he got this week's top score. Congratulations goes out to him with a 155.4 to 117.3 victory over Jeff. Despite Joe Burrow being injured early and leaving now for a few months, he had huge days from Amon-Ra St. Brown, Javonte Williams, and kicker Brandon Aubrey to help give him this week's top score. And with that, let's take a look at our worst to first segment brought to you by Dolan.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. So here I am again. Low score. Not that surprised. Yeah. Anyway, so for my video, this is kind of, I think, the most apt metaphor. So this is what Owen had for dinner. As you can see, I first served it to him. We had some sauteed eggplant, really tasty, really nicely cooked. We also have some squash. We've got some sausage in there. There's also a little bit of leftover mac and cheese. We had some fresh tomatoes from the student farm. Just all around a really tasty meal. And now it kind of looks like this. So stuff has been tossed everywhere. Doesn't look appetizing at all. There's even some cat hair for some reason on his plate. Don't know how that got there. And yeah, that's kind of like my team. Looked pretty good on draft day. You know, I was excited about certain pieces, not so excited about other pieces. And as I assess the damage today, it's not looking too good. And just like this food is probably not going to keep beyond today, I don't know if my team is going to keep for the season. So this is what we'll do. Throw it in the good old-fashioned compost. Congrats on your big win, Tony. Good luck, everybody. Goodbye.
Yes, Dolan, that really did look like a hot mess from Owen. Quite similar to what I was believing myself with my roster. I think you might have found it there also in the compost. Felt good on draft day, but ooh, man, I'm right down in the heap of banana peels there too. With that, let's take a look at some other matchups from around the league. I am in a heap of shit with a bad roster and little hope, while Matthew does in fact ride the hot hand of CMC and Devontae Adams as he gets the 124.85 to 110.55 win over myself. Goody was indecisive on QBs and now finds himself in a hole with an injured Justin Fields and Jamar Chase catching balls from Jake Browning. But Nick, despite getting 0 points from his kicker, does come away with a 124.35 to 122.05 victory. Jacob gets big production from his top 4 draft picks with Jonathan Taylor, Lamar Jackson, Malik Nabers, and James Conner all setting the tone as Matt finds himself scrambling for answers with Tucker Kraft being the one bright spot here. In the end, Jacob gets the 146.65 to 99.35 win over Matt. Val gets Puka Nacua to deliver in the clutch, and Devon Achane, being relevant on a really bad Dolphins team, gets her off to a great start, while Dolan doesn't quite get the explosive plays he was hoping for from CeeDee Lamb or Jackson Smith and Jigma to come up short and falls to Val 128 to 96.2. And in the game of the week, this was not exactly the fireworks show we had hoped for, as Josh Allen was corralled by the Jets and Brock Bowers tried to play through an injury. But Jesse got a massive day from none other than Jared Goff with almost 40 points against the Bears and solid production from Juwan Johnson in the tight end position, helping give him a 117.2 to 106.9 win.
Hey guys, great week 2. I hate to say so sorry, Dolan, but it looks like anybody who's up against me is really headed for the toilet because after tanking Goody season and now keeping on with Dolan, Joseph's next. So very exciting there. Some news around the league. Jesse really pulling out with this RB strategy, thinking that he's got to change his team names to come after us. I mean, Laredo's, based off of the trends here, I'm still on top, so best of luck. Anyway, it's time for your Sitter Sub of the Week segment. The Sit of the Week goes to Dolan, where he went with rookie Matthew Golden and his measly 1.7 points over Broncos wide receiver Troy Franklin, who had 20.1 points. This wouldn't have given the win over me. However, he would have avoided the weekly low score. The Sub of the Week goes to Jesse with the waiver wire pickup of Juwan Johnson, who came up with 5 big catches for nearly 50 yards and a tutty over Evan Ingram. This clutch decision had an 11.7 swing and ultimately gave him the win over Simmons. Well, this has been unofficially brought to you by Beach at Deli Midtown, where Aloha is served daily.
Looking ahead to next week, I am currently 0-2 and in desperate need of a win, taking on Val, who is 2-0 and might need to find a replacement at quarterback. Tony, off the weekly high score, turns to second-year quarterback Michael Penix to help keep the momentum going, while Goody finds himself in a similar predicament as he turns to Caleb Williams at quarterback to try and right the ship. Matt might need to be praying for more than just McConkey, as he currently sits at 0-2, taking on Jeff, who hopes to continue to ride his studs Saquon Barkley and James Cook. Dolan looks to turn things around with Kyron Williams and CeeDee Lamb ready to take flight, while Nick is hoping Bijan can find the end zone again this week to get him to 3-0. Matthew gets a bit of good fortune with the injury to Austin Eckler and has Jacory Krosky-Merritt waiting in the wings to provide value, while Jesse is having fun with ChatGPT and his team names. Hopefully can keep an eye on the prize and come away with the win. And in the game of the week, it's Simmons taking on Jacob. We already saw the Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson showdown for real in week 1, but now we get it again for fantasy football. Both teams are stacked and capable of getting the win, with Simmons having J.K. Dobbins and Brock Bowers, while Jacob looks for Lamar and Mark Andrews stacked to deliver a win here. Let's see who comes out on top in this one. So as we look ahead to week 3, it's hard to believe already in the 3rd week of the NFL season. Time continues to fly by here. We've got the Bills and the Dolphins on Thursday night. The Bills should roll easily there, as the Dolphins are a smoldering tire fire. Then we have the Jets taking on the Buccaneers on Sunday, and the 49ers taking on the Cardinals on Sunday as well. Hopefully, Brock Purdy, outside chance he might play, but if not, we feel confident with Mac Jones against a hapless Arizona team. And then in what should be a very entertaining matchup is you have the Lions taking on the Ravens on Monday Night Football. That could be quite a watch. So hopefully you all are in the full swing of fantasy football and whatever else you got going on personally and professionally. Other than that, best of luck this week, and Commissioner out.